going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort, and China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
And I've seen the price of Bitcoin on Christmas Eve. I saw, going back 15 years. It's pretty amazing. It's staggering. But there are big swings intra-year. During the year, we can be up 70%, and then we can go down 50%, or it has in the past. Do people that love it want it to keep being that volatile because they make these huge gains? Last year, I don't know what people made, 60% or something. Or would it be better if we got institutional type stability where it starts being more transactional and where you could actually start using it to actually use as currency, for example?
Yeah, it's a great question. So a couple of things. One, volatility is not good or bad, right? Basically, volatility is only bad when it goes against you. So if you're long an asset and it goes down, you don't like volatility. If you're long an asset and it goes up, you do like volatility. So I think that's kind of point number one. The second is that Bitcoin in US dollar terms has been very volatile, right? In the last 2 years, there's been two separate 50+% drawdowns. This year, there's been over 20+% drawdowns. So in US dollar terms, it's definitely volatile. But the key piece is that volatility is measured in dollars. So if you think of the dollar itself, the dollar is hyper volatile as well. We just don't think of that because all of the goods and services around us are priced in dollars. 40% of all dollars in circulation or so have been printed in the last 18 to 24 months. So the dollar itself has been losing value at an incredible rate. Now, Bitcoin in US dollar terms is volatile, but one Bitcoin still equals one Bitcoin if you're simply buying goods and services priced in Bitcoin. I think that that's a key differentiator between the Bitcoin community and people who still think in terms of dollars is just what is the denomination? What is that unit of account that you use? I denominate my entire life in Bitcoin. When I make a purchase, I think of how much Bitcoin am I spending? And so the volatility affects me much less than if I was thinking about it in US dollar.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And we have Pomp on CNBC. I know you're scratching your head. What is he talking about? Yes, the US dollar is worthless, but Bitcoin is priced in dollars. The only reason why cryptos are inflated is because the Fed has been printing all this money. The only reason why the stock market is inflated because the Fed is printing all of this money. So when they start shrinking this money supply, everything comes back to reality. The only thing you have to do is look at gold, guys. The central banks control the supply. Do you really think they're going to give that up? Do you really think Bitcoin is coming in as the savior? Remember, Bitcoin could have scaled. Who took it over? That's right, the central banks. And what did they create? That's right, Bitcoin Lightning, which is working behind the curtain, which is going to be the payment system for the robots, algorithms, and drones. Remember, crypto means hidden message, hidden meaning, because they're going to take humanity out of the workforce while the sheep go into the metaverse. We know they are building Skynet. Like Ray Dalio has been preaching, there will be a great event that's going to distract the masses while the New World Order build the fourth industrial revolution. Because we know, when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Did you see the article, Anthony? I've referenced it before, that blockchain is here to stay, but that Bitcoin is sort of the the beginning of the usage of blockchain, and there will be a coin that uses much less energy that's very similar to Bitcoin that will replace it down the road, and we shouldn't fall in love with Bitcoin at this point. Did you see that article?
I have. I think the energy argument is interesting. There's two key points that I think people kind of lose in the conversation. The first is that there's a linear relationship between energy consumption and the US dollar system. So in order to support more users and more transactions, we need to consume more energy. We need more data centers, more bank branches, more ATMs, et cetera. The Bitcoin blockchain at the layer 1 doesn't have that same linear relationship. So regardless of how many transactions fit into a block of transactions, there is the same energy consumption. So as it scales, Bitcoin becomes more and more efficient because you can pack more economic value into each one of those blocks. Whereas in the legacy system, as you scale, you need to consume more energy. That's first of all. The second thing is that we shouldn't apologize for the use of energy. Important things in the world use energy. And so when you ultimately look at Bitcoin specifically, a very large percentage of the mix is actually renewable energy. It's driving all sorts of R&D in the renewable space. And what we start to see is that if you want to protect your purchasing power, that is the key to Bitcoin. So if you want to protect your purchasing power in a world of undisciplined monetary and fiscal policy, what you have is you have a decentralized network of computers around the world that are securing that purchasing power, and they're defending it for you. And I think that's why you see over 100 million people around the world who have adopted this asset and chose to use that as the protector of the purchasing power.
Yeah.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.